Hello everybody, hope we're okay. We're here, a little bit more set up. I appreciate the light is terrible. I know we can see here this lovely lady in the picture does have a lamp in the head and it's a bit grey and dark. So moving forward, that's something I'm going to think about. I am going to be shooting other videos for other projects, so it'll hopefully help this a little bit. For those who know, I'm taking on a bit of a personal challenge. It was a bit of a crazy idea. I noticed a lot of people supporting various charities by challenging themselves to tackle 20 miles here, 10 miles there, bikes, running, and building themselves up to all various different marathons and races. So I kept seeing these repeats of, just keep it short actually, these repeats of cycling challenges. And I was speedballing in my head. I had my dad's bike in the garage, and for people who know, or for people who don't, he suffers from mastocytosis, which is a form of blood cancer. I, for whatever reason, decided that the challenge within itself wasn't enough. The one that was kind of advertised was 200 miles over the month. Well, surely we can do that, you know. And I decided to plot a route. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen here in a minute, and there's a little bit more detail about the route. You'll get a bit of an idea of what it is that I've decided to do. Anyway, I am stepping up the training as of tomorrow. I've been on a rest day today. Tomorrow I step up to push on a little bit further. So I've got the next slide, which will be a training plan for the next 4 weeks. So this will be my daily routine alongside another slide that just sort of shows a little bit about what it suggests I should be taking in calorie wise, which is going to be difficult for me because there's an awful lot of eating that's going to need to be done, and I'm not strict with diet. I don't have a healthy diet. I don't have a great relationship with food. I'm in need of sticking on a couple of pounds, and that's going to be a struggle, so I'll probably moan about that as we go. And then obviously hydration. I wish I'd brought it with me, but I took a drink out with me on my ride yesterday. I think I'd had a mouthful out of it by the time I'd finished 12 miles, so I really need to start thinking about getting more water in and more hydration. So any tips, please fire them my way, because I'm terrible with all of that. So give me a minute, I'll try and be dead technical here. So it's a bit of a new studio, I'm just getting used to using it. So I'm going to share that screen. Haha, look, ta-da! Dead fancy, I learned how to do PowerPoint. Look. So here we go. This is the route breakdown. Now it reckons it runs approximately 250 miles, give or take. That isn't as the map's detailed. That is literally just an approximation. I think the map works out about 256, but we're not going to quibble. Day one takes us from here home, Malham Cove, to Malham Cove. Sorry, that's approximately 50 miles. Once again, obviously, AI doesn't quite know what routes I'm going to be taking. So I actually think that we're about just short of 60 miles on this trek up. And obviously it's going to take me via Preston and Dales Roads. Now, for anybody who knows Banks, it's ridiculously flat. We're known for being flat. So I am going to have to try and get some hill practice in. Don't know where I'm going to do it. Don't know how I'm going to manage it. I'm going to find a hill and just ride up and down it for a day, I think. But anyway, moving on, day two. It's going to take us over to Scarfell Pike. It's a lovely hill. I'm not quite sure it's a lovely hill after a 60-mile cycle, but it's a lovely hill. And I think that it reckons that's probably going to run for about 6 hours of solid cycling that day. that doesn't take into account my abilities. So there's probably about 8 hours in there, if I'm being brutally honest, for a little stop in between. I'll get a bit of kip. Kelly's going to meet me up there. Day 3, we're going to set off around on a hike. Going to leave the bike, put the bike to rest. I'm going to tackle Scarfell and come back across Bowfell Pikes. Now, it says it's a 10 to 12 mile hike. I've spoken to a few people, some quite experienced walkers. It's a day. You're out there for the day, so that'll be nice. That'll be a little bit of a rest, realistically, for me, especially after all that cycling, and hopefully a bit of a chance to, you know, absorb a little bit of the world somewhat, and catch up, obviously, with some loved ones and some family and that. I am looking on trying to promote this a little bit more, so blood cancer, see if I can get them involved, so we might be able to arrange that, so I can, you know, put that walk out to anyone who wants to do their own fundraise and come out and take a hill with us, and, you know, chat and conversate and connect and catch up and share your stories. That'd be wonderful. Or if not, you know, it'll still be wonderful. Day 4 sees me leaving Scarfell and going over to Greystoke Mines. Don't know what it is, don't know where it is. It's kind of that way, a little bit further. It's a short ride, and it allows me to, so it says, post-hike recovery. I'm going to imagine I'm probably going to be getting tired to this point. It's okay going out and doing 15 miles for 4 days in a row, but I can imagine at this point I'm probably going to be looking a little bit tired. And day 5, by all accounts, is the flattest part of the route, except leaving Banks. So it's in at 100 miles. Now, I might alter that at a later date, because that sounds quite scary. It's quite intimidating, that. But that does take me across over to the east of the country and will land me up in Sunderland, which is great. And yeah, doesn't it all look... So what I did is I put this wonderful picture of a mammoth behind it, just to make it look a little bit more friendly and cuddly, but that scares me. Scares the life out of me. I do want to highlight this. This hasn't been alive a week. Obviously, this is a skin page, and for anybody who can see that there on the screen, less than a week, 523 quid. I only put a little target in there. It wasn't really, I want to raise as much money as possible, but it wasn't about that final sum for me, you know. So I set the lowest target. I hope it goes bigger. You know, I think people have been generous enough, and it's dead humbling. You know, when I first saw that, I had a little tear in it. This charity does wonderful things. I'm going to share more about what they do. It's, you know, when I can't sit there and say, let's donate 10 grand, we're going to find a cure. Let's donate 1 million, we're going to find a cure. But what I do know is that they do have a positive effect on all sorts of members of the community, and people that are suffering out there. They organise some wonderful days. There's counselling support. There's a big community in the background. It's wonderful. So any little bit helps with that, and that's it. If anybody wants to look it up, I'm sure you'll be able to find it from that. Just look for somebody with a mammoth image and my name. I'll put the link somewhere here in the comments, wherever they are, depending on what platform it is. And then finally, oh no, not finally. This is the next 4 weeks. Doesn't that look great? Yeah. That's Saturday there. 30 miles. So I'm already looking forward to, well, Friday now, actually. Looking at that. Friday. It's the next rest. I mean, I'll be in work, but it's the next rest from the bike, so step it up tomorrow, and then 20 miles it's going to be finding the time for that as well, which is going to be a bit of a struggle. So whether I'm up and out early or whether I'm up and out late, we'll have to mitigate that. But the nights are getting brighter, so I might be doing some late night rides. And finally, what this? That's a rest day. 2,500 calories. Now I can do that in one Ben and Jerry's ice cream, but I don't think that's the way to do it. You have to smash in a couple of Mars bars and the odd flake. But this is going to be a challenge for me. 3,500 calories. It's going to be a big challenge that on a regular day. Carbs I'm alright with. Predominantly most of my diet is carbs. Protein I'm going to have to bunk up. Fats, I'm certainly not going to eat an avocado. I don't like nuts. So I might just start, having real butter on my toast. I don't know how I'll do it. I'll do some more digging and some more diving in that. So that's, that's it. That's me. I just wanted to put something out there. I said I was going to, and that's my struggle for the next 4 weeks. I'll drop some various videos as I'm struggling, sweating and swearing. And I did notice in there was a core workout. I'm going to have to Google what a plank is. I'm not quite sure. I can manage a sit-up or two, 20 minutes worth of core. I'm not too sure about. So if there is anybody out there who fancies giving me any advice, or just send me a link with some exercises for core, I'd be dead grateful. But in the meantime, thanks for listening to me waffle. I'm not gonna, stand up in any embarrassing pants. I do promise. I will say, actually, that if we hit 1,000, I'll do so. I'm not sure. 1,000, I think that's doable. The bike's getting dirty, so tell you what, if we can do £1,000, I will organise swimwear wash of the bike. Yeah. Like, Baywatch style. Yeah, that's a good idea. Now, I'll throw that out there. So, let's get it up to £1,000, and anybody who kind of has the stomach can watch me wash the bike outside in the cold in a bathing suit of somebody's choice. There we go. Now that's got to be worth £1,000, hasn't it? Anyway, appreciate that. I'm going to stop waffling. I've got a tub of Ben Jerry's ice cream to eat because I'm bulking now. So, on your bike.